Alrighty, so I just wanted to cover a topic that I thought might be a little interesting to talk about. So I figured it'd be cool to kind of tell you guys how I was able to buy this GTI here, this Mark 8, brand new at such a young age. Now, before I get into that, let's say this. I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to buy this car brand new. And I know there's a lot of people who are worse off than I am, or worse off than I was when I was 18. So I'm thankful for my parents for allowing me to actually be able to purchase this car. Now, I didn't purchase it with daddy's money. I can already see the comments after saying that. It wasn't daddy's money. I did pay for this car by myself. Just keep that disclaimer in mind as I go through the video, because it's kind of important for you to know that. I don't want to steal any valor from people who are worse off or were worse off. This is complete transparency. I was 14 when I started working. And I wasn't working a lot. I started at Chick-fil-A at the age of 14 again. I was probably a few months out from turning 15. I'm really bad at remembering time frames, to be completely honest, guys. Started working at Chick-fil-A. I was only working like 10 hours a week. Like, I was 14, but there's a lot of people that don't even know you can start working at 14 because a lot of employers won't hire, but I digress. I worked at Chick-fil-A at 14. I was only working 10 hours a week, making $200 per paycheck. I mean, I think it was not even. It wasn't 200. I don't even think that would make sense. It was probably like 100 per paycheck, and I was making 12 or 11.75 an hour. I think I started out. So I didn't really have any reason to be working. I just kind of wanted to because I was young and I thought it'd be cool. Disclaimer: it's not cool, guys. Working sucks. And I mean, for the most part, right? A 9 to 5, they suck. Let's be honest. Yeah. So I started working then. My buddies were buying cars. They started buying cars, and they were like enthusiast cars. Like, my one buddy got the Ford Mustang. So he got a Ford Mustang. It was only an EcoBoost, but we were young. You know, that's a cool car. Anything can be a cool car if you like it enough, to be completely honest. That was a cool car to us all, and it still can be. It was a fast car. It was actually pretty fast for, first of all, my standards, and second of all, for a 4-cylinder car that was stock. So it was a cool car. I saw him get a car and I was just in awe. I was like, wow, you have a car already. That's crazy. But then the next one followed after shortly. He got I think it was the WRX, and then the other one got a Toyota 86. And they all started modding their cars and whatnot, and I was jealous. I was like, wow, I don't even have a car yet. Like, I didn't even have a license at the time. I was pretty late to get a license in my friend group. But their cars, just riding in their cars, I was like, wow. And then car enthusiasm was born within me. All right, I gotta get a car now. What car should I save up for? And then, they're all giving me ideas. And then one of them gives me an idea to buy a Golf GTI. And so I'm like, that car looks ugly. The car looks like an egg. But, I quickly actually grew a love for it. And then I started watching videos. I was like, wow, you can tune these up and make them really fast. You can make them look good, and I started seeing them on the road. I was like, wow, I want one of those. Once I found this car, basically, once I found this Golf GTI, not this one, but the Golf GTI, I had this fire within me to just get one. So what happened was, I was still in school at the time. My parents wouldn't let me work more unless I started doing good in school. So I picked up my school because I was slacking on it. Like, I was a big slacker, but I started doing my school. I started doing good at it. I started getting it done fast. Like, I was just cranking it out. I was hustling. And then my parents finally let me start taking more hours at work. I started working more like 20 hours, and then some days were close to the 30s, high 20s, low 30s. I was able to get overtime as well as I started getting older. Basically, in that time frame, I did not buy that much stuff. I would save it all up. I was like, I need to get this Golf. I want this Golf so bad. I kept looking at car gurus and stuff like that, just dreaming about I was looking at Mark 7s. I wanted a Mark 7. Yeah, so I had a lot of money saved up at this point, but I wasn't there yet. I didn't have enough. And so what I did was I finished high school. That allowed me to actually work even more at Chick-fil-A, and then I started looking at other jobs because I was getting sick of Chick-fil-A. I ended up finding a job at a car dealership. And so I didn't start selling cars, but I was a sales assistant. Started making, I think, 18 an hour. So yeah, so I ended up landing myself a job at a car dealership. And so I started making 18 an hour there. Then I was working both jobs. I didn't quit Chick-fil-A yet. I was getting sick of it, but I didn't quit Chick-fil-A yet. Almost another year with both jobs. It only took from that point on, working a couple more months with both jobs was enough to get me to, that was enough to get me to the point where I could purchase a car. But by then, I kept sending my dad a ton of different GTIs on like Car Gurus and stuff like that. They were all Mark 7s. They were all probably within the $20,000 range, low 20s. My dad is a big, he's a big new car guy. Like he likes new cars. Is it always the best idea? That's debatable. But he wanted me to get a new car, and I was like, all right, fine. I'll get a new car. So I started looking at the new GTI, and I was like, why is it, it's so expensive though? How am I gonna be able to afford this? I think I had enough saved up in my bank account to cover like a used Mark 7 at the time, but obviously I didn't have enough to purchase a this one was 34. I didn't have enough money to purchase a $34,000 GTI. Basically, my dad opened me up to like financing, and I ended up finding this car within my dealer group, actually, the one that I was working for, appear on the website. I saw the 40th anniversary and I was like, I think I had an S on order, but I saw the 40th anniversary and I really wanted one. And then before my S got to the dealership, a 40th anniversary appeared on the website that was not yet spoken for. And I was like, ooh, I kind of want that. It's gonna be a little, like a couple thousand more than the S, but like, it's cool. It's a 1 in 1,500. It's got the cool side decals on it. Like, it's got the adaptive dampers, which I deleted already because I'm an idiot. I really wanted it. And so basically what happened was I started crunching the numbers. I had to look at monthly payment and what insurance was gonna charge me. I started crunching the numbers on like, what am I paying monthly? I didn't want to go much over $300 a month. I put down half the car, and I was able to get to $315 a month, roughly. And I was like, I didn't want to go too much over that. I guess to me 15 more was too much over, but I don't know. I didn't want to go too much over 300, to be honest. Like I really wanted to stay at 300 flat, to be completely honest with you. I was able to reconcile it with my monthly expenses, or I guess let's say monthly income. I was able to reconcile it with my monthly income. It just worked out. I ended up having to pay a lot for insurance though. So yes, so basically I bought the car from that point, but let's kind of backtrack. What were my expenses on the car? How much was I taking in monthly, and what were my monthly expenses unrelated to the car? This is kind of where the privilege comes in, because I didn't have to pay for rent or anything. My parents, they were never the type of parents that charged me rent when I stayed at their house. Basically, I was able to have very low monthly expenses all the way from 14 to the point where I bought the car at 18. I didn't really pay for anything. Like, I wasn't paying rent. I didn't have a car at the time, obviously. So I was able to save up pretty quick. No insurance, no gas, no rent, no car payment. Saving up was pretty easy for me. That's where the privilege comes in. I'm grateful for my parents for that. That gave me the opportunity to buy the car. But obviously I wasn't making a whole lot at the time. I mean, I was probably reeling in 700 a week, probably, with my income at the time after quitting Chick-fil-A. So then I had the car payment, which was $315. I had insurance, which I was on my own with insurance as well. I signed off on the car, got my own insurance policy all by myself. So I didn't have, like, my parents are not on the car whatsoever. They're not on the insurance whatsoever. So I was paying a lot for insurance. So at first I was at $380 a month for insurance. So I was massively overpaying. But at the same time, I was 18 years old. I just bought a new car. I think they classify this as a sports car on insurance too. So that didn't help me at all. But I couldn't not have the car. Was it a good idea to purchase it with that? Debatable, but I couldn't not have the car. I just had too much of a fire for it. And sometimes you just gotta live. I guess what I'm saying is, if you have a dream, go chase it. Try not to think too much about life, and just, if you have a dream, chase it, acquire it. And yeah, at this point, right now, the car is totally paid off. I'm doing well financially. Everything worked out in the end. and you have a dream to chase, you can still achieve it. If you want to follow my footsteps, you can still achieve it. Everybody's got their own battles to fight. For example, if you were paying rent, a good way to do that is to try and pay as little for rent as possible. So get like a roommate or a couple roommates even, split the rent, get a place that doesn't cost that much. Like try not to live too luxuriously if you want a car like this. I mean, you sacrifice in one area to get luxuries in another area. So it depends on what you like, what your hobbies are, what your dreams are. So that's my story on how I afforded the car. Again, I didn't have many expenses leading up to it, but the real challenge was trying to keep this car's expenses low enough to justify buying it. And even with my situation, I probably could have just been a lot better off and smarter off straight up just buying a used one or getting a cheaper car in general. But I ended up modding it. I don't even know, like, I just ended up modding it. That probably wasn't a good idea either, because now I'm out of warranty. Like, you know what I'm saying? The car to own has been relatively cheap though. I did have warranty work done to it before I modded it, thankfully, but that was noticeable right off the get-go when I bought it, because it was a clutch chatter issue. I needed a new flywheel, and a lot of these cars were having that issue. But I think I digress from the topic at this point. I worked hard, chased my dream, and I have it now. I'm able to make YouTube videos for you guys around it now. So I mean, I'm overall thankful for the decision I made. Might not be the best decision for everybody, or it might not have been the best decision for me, but I'm living life. I'm pushing through it and doing my thing. So now, if I left something out in that story, that there's a piece missing that you like answered, definitely leave a comment down below. There's a whole lot that goes into stuff like this, and I'm not a notes writer, so I kind of just try and keep it up in here. If I miss something, let me know. I try and answer every single comment that comes in. Yeah, definitely leave a comment. I will answer it. It's really cold outside. I'm gonna go for a drive, but thank you guys for watching.